They came to me and said, hey, do you want to team lol? Compared to Vitality, who we were touting at the start of the stream as a team that should be the top 2 in Europe, top 3 at minimum. K-Dop is angry when he's not winning, let alone coming 5th in groups in the first stage before the knockout gauntlet even starts. This is to play for the bracket. I cannot possibly, in good conscience, pick against Vitality here. But what an absolute Cinderella story it would be if Aether can do it.
I mean, we know that they can. They made top 8 in the last regional. They had 3 chances to go even further, as Yukio alluded to in that VT. But Giants won 3 games in a row to make it to the semi-finals. That is the quality of team. We've seen it with Tox. He's been at the very top with Giants. Yukio has done great things himself with Dignitas. Ixo, arguably, shouldn't have been dropped by Galaxy Racer, so proving people wrong. That is the mantra of this very team. So here's you and me saying, there's no way Vitality loses and go out. Who better to prove us wrong?
I mean, there's no way they historically should go out here, but there's every possibility that they might. You're completely right, where if people remember the Leftovers, like that is a team that was back in season 2, season 3 of the RLCS that featured Farah. And it featured a load of other guys who essentially weren't deemed good enough at the time to make it onto these big teams. They made it to LAN. That is how these pickup teams can do, and I fully expect Aether, even if they don't win here today, to know that this is a brilliant performance from them.
Yeah, they've started well enough as well. Vitality are having some defending to do, which they're doing via team pinches from Fairy Peak, and I think it was Alpha, because why not? They're that good. But still, it is Aether that's making all the plays up to this point, and they're going for demos. You've got the confidence they're playing with. Ixo might be able to dunk down K-Dop here. Good sustained pressure. A forced split reset for Tox. He turns it down in the end. But Vitality look a little bit flat-footed in defense right now.
Vitality looking shocked at the absolute audacity of Aether for challenging them. Like, guys, you know that we're Vitality, by the way. You know that, like, we should just win here. But no, Aether are doing an amazing job. Fairy Peak out of nowhere, stopping Yukio from securing that flip reset. Now K-Dop wanting to get a little bit of that flip reset pie. Doesn't go for it. Instead gets the 100 boost, and Alpha will whip it round the top, but not quite over Tox.
Fairy Peak goes on to the backboard, where Ixo's a little bit flat-footed. And for the first time in this series and this game, we're seeing Aether with some defending to do. How are they going to deal with it? K-Dop attempts a ceiling pass, Stumpy's favourite thing, but sadly for him, he can only ceiling pass as far as himself and gets it his own way. And then Alpha dives in front of Fairy Peak. I think we're seeing signs of why Vitality are struggling. A little bit. Just a few double commits, a few weird touches from them. But credit to Aether, they're making the most of them so far.
Yeah, 100%. I'm so much more confident in Aether's defending and attacking ability rather than one of the best teams in the world right now. Great pass from K-Dop. We'll find Fairy Peak. We'll only find the defender. Tox to the side. Will follows it up. Try and go for the pinch, but Fairy Peak completely wise to that plan. We'll send it to the opposite corner. Does manage to keep the possession in control of Vitality, but Alpha uncharacteristically missing that corner play. Vitality can continue with this offense, and Aether need to defend hard.
Yeah, they do. You got to say credit to Vitality. They had a really tricky first couple of minutes in this series, and they've managed to survive it with barely a scratch against them. And now they're starting to come forward, and Ixo's looking a little bit pressured with that miss. K-Dop comes forward, demos Yukio. Going to be stretched defending here from Aether. Passing attempt. Ixo at the near post sends it towards K-Dop. But now, this has been cliche alert. Stumpy, you ready?
Go on.
A game of 2 halves, and that is the first goal for Vitality in the second half.
Game of 2 halves, and that was Alpha splitting the defense in half as well. Sends it right between the two of them. Yukio not able to quite get his nose to it, and Tox landing from the backboard. Great shot, a commanding finish from Alpha. Vitality taking the lead.
One team took their chances, the other one didn't, and now for the last 65 seconds or so, Aether are going to have to chase. That could be a great start, but Fairy Peak's nipped in. K-Dop should score, but he doesn't, and the game lives on.
That was really open, and those chances have not come frequently, rather. Oh, that could be a stinger if we do see Aether equalise.
Yeah, they'll be very aware of that, I think, Vitality, even though they won't be mentioning it in comms and just be moving on to the next play with 40 seconds left. Alpha off the ceiling. Can he redeem his teammate? Tox gets a block. K-Dop is waiting now behind Fairy Peak. Fairy Peak does have the boost to do something with this ball. He gets a little bit of height on it to split the defense. Ixo and Tox, for a second, weren't quite sure who to go for it. But look at the control from Tox. Now he still has a chance to make a pass or go solo. He's got the ability to do this. Alpha's clearance is just far enough, but the danger's still there, and it remains.
Just playing ping pong over the top of the net there. Just sending it every which way apart from Ian, and K-Dot with an incredible dunk saved away by Yukio.
Clearance here from Yukio. Needs some distance attached to it. It did get there in the end via Tox, but K-Dot sends it long. Vitality have not been comfortable at all in game number 1, but Vitality do win game number 1. That was nervy for Team Vitality.
K-Dop's emotions are never hidden. He wears everything he's doing on his sleeve, and at the end of that game, he screamed something very loudly in a very French accent. I don't know what it was. I can't lip read in English or in French, but I imagine it was something along the lines of "Allez," because he looked so relieved that they managed to get that goal, get that game, and the open net miss didn't seem to have a big impact.
It would be impressive if you could lip read not in English, but only in French, considering you don't speak French. That would be a very stumpy thing.
I don't think you heard me say "allez" earlier, but
sorry,
we'll
okay.
Ignore that.
Let me rephrase. It is impressive that you can do that.
Thank you very much.
It was a great finish. The one chance that Alpha had to score for Vitality. Should have been 2, should have been a lot more comfortable in the end, but it wasn't. And that will give Aether a little bit of hope going into game number 2.
Vitality also one step closer to safety. Both of these teams on the edge of walking the plank into the 5th position. And that step forward for Vitality is going to be crucial when it comes down to the later in the series.
Yeah, thanks to this format, when they get into that knockout gauntlet, they can regroup and survive, even though the best Vitality and Aether can do is make it into the lowers, so they won't have 2 lives going there. But they can regroup, is what I'm saying. Right now, it is purely about survival. Get through this series, do the bare minimum that needs to be achieved, and then improve later. But again, it's Aether that started game 2 the best, and Vitality have some defending to do for the first 80 seconds or so.
This front-footed team really putting on the pressure, and Alpha takes aim and fires.
I don't know if he meant to shoot. Let's see. He went to the sidewall quickly. It was certainly a certified banger. Maybe it was a pass. Maybe it was a shot. The fact that you got so much speed means that you're going to give yourself a chance to score, and that is the quality of Alpha.
That goal coming a little bit earlier than the one previously. Now Caleb able to go for the 1v1. Wipes his nose on the floor as he tries to go for the dribble. Opens it up for Fairy Peak, saved away by Ixo. Those two having faced off in the 1v1 scene time and time again. Ixo at the back has to send it high with 50 boost. He can try and maintain a little bit of this pressure, but Alpha, what even was that?
I feel like Alpha is using the new Rumble power-up of the grappling hook, and nobody else has been invited to that closed beta just yet. So he's just zooming about the place, swinging from ceiling, getting flip resets, always got a dodge on him. Nobody else has unlocked that. They will, I'm sure, in seasons to come. Here's his teammate Fairy Peak, slows it down, and Ixo says no.
Getting those bumps, just trying to slow down the defense is huge. Fairy Peak maybe could have taken the snapshot there to get into the goal for Vitality, but instead opts to slow it down. Was a good decision because he finds K-Dop, but Tox can get the save away. Ixo now low on boost at 100, does not spawn, fakes out one, fakes out two. Gets his ball central, Yukio is there, and Fairy Peak blocks.
What a strange passage of play. It was brilliance from Ixo, but I'm not sure what was happening in the Vitality defense. One way or another, they did get the ball away. And Aether are going to have to come back again. Tox wants to take a touch. He's played really well so far, I would say, this series. Slowing the ball down at the perfect moment to let his team build up some boost, get in the right position. He's not rushing, he's taking control regularly, which is what we want to see from Tox and from Aether as well.
I'm really sorry, I need to sneeze and I can't catch.
Okay, stare at a light. It might help you. Stare at a light. Anyway, I'll keep going. Enjoy your sneeze, my friend. Tox slows it down again and gets a decent... Do the thing where when you get back, you go, so I know you're back. It is Alpha up against Tox. The ball ends up going into the corner and Fairy Peak clears long. No, don't say I'm back. You just go, That's how I know you're back. Thank you.
Give away the trade secrets.
No, I won't. I would never do that. You go.
It's pronounced Yukio. Tox can catch it in midfield. Tries to go high with it. Will be caught out by Fairy Peak. As Ixo gets a great pass central. Tox, though, not quite understanding that passenger play. And so does get bumped around that side. One will scrape himself on his ceiling. Now, 2 minutes left. Great pressure building from Vitality. Ixo has 2 players to pass to. Opts to go for neither instead for the solo into the bump.
The former 1v1 master Ixo is really feeling his dribbles today. There's been a few where he's been winding through these Vitality defenders like they're not even there. A bunch of cones in the middle of midfield that he's training around. But it hasn't quite led to any goals just yet. Actually, for Aether, they haven't actually scored just yet, as well as they've been playing. It sounds harsh, but they are yet to break the deadlock in this game or the last one. There needs something to happen soon. Ixo wants to go for this ball, also wants Tox to do it. A little bit of indecisiveness there from Aether. Still new team syndrome, it's fair to say. They've only been going for a few weeks, so those moments will happen as they continue to learn. They continue to improve. Yukio on the backboard. Tox is there. He shoots. It's saved by Alpha. Tox arrives out of nowhere for some reason, but Yukio had rotated back.
I mean, Tox nearly got that pinch down into the net. Very risky touch there from Therapy to keep it away, but very unfortunate for Wraith there not to score. That was a really great opportunity.
Alpha catches and Tox with another clean 50-50. Yukio has Ixo behind him. They really want to get this ball just down and flat and able to do something with it, but Vitality keep finding that half a touch that they need to break free. It's been another defensive performance for the Frenchman, but that touch from Tox might be enough to break Vitality's defense finally.
Therapy from the ceiling, trying to clear it away by following the ball. The final 30 seconds now looming. A scoreless, goalless Aether need to get one soon. Otherwise, they go into the third game. No steps closer. K-Dog can send it on target. He will not miss the doubly defended net.
There he is. There's Alpha. Great pre-flip. And K-Dog, he missed one in the first game, but he was not missing that one. The harder the shot, the more powerfully and confidently K-Dog takes it. I love that little crosshair that appears. It's very K-Dog. You know, the K-Dog that we think of when we...
explosion.
Yeah, when we think of K-Dog at his best, it is pinpoint accuracy, never missing. And he's doubled his team's lead. Aether have got 20 seconds left, or else they go 2-0 down in a series they have to win to make it through.
Yeah, both these teams, of course, playing just to stay in this competition and make it to tomorrow. That's the stakes. This isn't just like, oh, Vitality have already secured first in their group. We're seeing if Aether can have a little bit of life in this final series of theirs. This is them trying, battling as hard as they possibly can just to survive.
If Team Vitality perfect sweep Aether, which they're now 5 minutes away from doing, I'm genuinely going to start believing that there is an ancient curse on every team that Vitality comes against. Because Aether have looked better than Vitality to me in this series. They've taken more shots, they've looked more likely to score, they've had more creativity in attack, and yet there are these moments where they're just slightly, not even hugely overcommitting, but just slightly leaving that third man a little bit too far forward, and they're being punished, admittedly well, by Team Vitality. But the fact they haven't scored, to me, is a combination of Team Vitality's great defending, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
But also, unbelievable that Aether haven't scored.
It's crazy. I mean, there's been like 2 goals in this game and a lot of chances for Aether, but like you said, the defending, it comes down to that goal line accuracy that Aether have been putting on, and then just diving in the way, get down, Mr. Presidenting the ball, jumping in front of it, and removing any chance of Aether getting any kind of scoreline formed.
Your comms, Stumpy, would be so muddied if every time a shot comes in, all 3 players are screaming, "Get down, Mr. President," or whatever other crazy thing you'd make them say. I think just clear it. That's probably what they're saying.
No, I think they say it in a very, very thick French accent.
Oh, please go in.
Alpha getting a rocket pinch towards the net. Unfortunately, does not go in, but what a statement to open up this game.
Yeah, it's actually led to a lot of pressure for them. Fairy Peak tries a flip reset. Tox finds Fairy Peak again. Oh my goodness, eventually someone's going to find and finish it, surely. Aether survived this time. This is the first game where Vitality have come out the blocks hotter.
Maybe that's the play for Aether. And give up a little bit of control to Vitality because they have looked sloppy. They've not taken all of their chances. They've had a couple of whiffs, a couple of misses. If you give a couple of chances to Vitality, lure them in, and then go for the counter-attack, that's viable.
Yeah, maybe perfectly part of the plan for Team Aether because it is.
Because they need 1 goal.
Oh, Ixo's going to nip away. This is a chance for him to dribble up against Fairy Peak, and he's won the 50-50 as well. He has been so solid when he's had time on the ball. Tox has been so good at forcing time on the ball. We're just waiting for all the pretty play that Aether have shown. They just haven't scored. What a pretty redirect, though. That was from Alpha. Saved, though, by Ixo.
Ixo trying to go for some fancy dribble that hasn't paid off just yet, but I'm excited for it too.
2-2.
It's just this attack, nice. It's just this attack. So far, Alpha getting the flip reset, and then gently tapping it towards the net. Every single player is acting so close to the ball. It's a matter of a car length that is deciding a lot of these 50-50s and where the pressure ends up falling. Alpha getting that back corner boost can now go for the full court dribble.
Look at him just go to the ceiling like it's the most natural thing in the world against 3 players that are as good as Yukio, Ixo, and Tox. And Alpha just makes it look simple to get a couple of touches and force a ceiling shot. Unbelievable talent is Alpha. And here he's getting a dunk again. It goes over the top of Fairy Peak, does it this time? Actually does get a really good touch. He's going to get the second one as well on the pinch. Alpha follows him up. Fairy Peak and Alpha playing... what's the game where you jump jump over each other like a frog or whatever? Playing that game.
Leapfrog.
Leapfrog, thank you. That is why I like casting with you.
Sorry, what's the game where you jump over each other like a frog or something? And the answer was leapfrog.
Or if I'd have said leap over each other like a frog or something, then I'd look silly. But I didn't use the word leap.
Thank God you don't look silly right now.
Ixo onto the backboard. Ikio wants to beat Kane up to the ball and manages to do it, but only to the side. And Tox rather smartly realised that attack was going over. And what a touch that is again from Tox. He's got Vitality bearing at him. All he can do is slam the ball up in the air. And he still manages to get a pair of touches to keep it safe for Aether.
K-Dop's going very physical in this game too. There's been a couple of chances where both Fairy Peak and Alpha have sent it long, just trying to get it on target. Yukio now with the first chance to get the goal for Aether. Ixo to follow. The triple man defense just keep breaking Aether hearts.
Oh my goodness, the big door that barricades Vitality's goal just cannot be breached. No matter what Aether try, no matter how many shots they have or attempts they make, Vitality always get a big old Frenchman in the way to keep that ball away, and then they come forward the other side and show what they can do in attack. Alpha is going for a flip reset off the ceiling because of course he is, but he's met, and Ixo on the side. Tox is arriving. Ixo wants to go for the bump on K-Dop, but K-Dop was really quick to that ball.
That's a fantastic save there from Fairy Peak. Up so early just to sniff out any of the ideas that Yukio had of putting a convincing shot on net. Yes, Vitality pushing up so far together and going for really awkward passes that only Vitality are reading. This ball is being kept miles away from anybody on Aether.
Now, I've never seen a game of American football, right? So I apologize to anybody who knows it. But it's like a game of American football, where they're just timing their launch forward, and then the players are moving upwards in formation, like a through ball in the air. It's absolutely crazy how Vitality are playing this.
Hail Mary.
That's the thing.
Wayne Gretzky, maybe.
Maybe. Let's find out after. We'll Google it. Yukio has got no boost and a dream, but K-Dop comes in from the side to get the block.
As if this series may be a perfect sweep for Vitality. They need to get one goal in this game just to bring them into that 3-0 sweep. If they can do it perfectly, then that is a massive claim. Yukio up to Ixo. Can get the double. That will be going central. K-Dop will be the arbiter of that decision, however. Ixo misses on the side, and Alpha will take it back towards his own net. That's convincing enough for K-Dop to get the touch on it. With the final 25 seconds, Cole, Aether need to push.
Yeah, it was convincing in the end, but it was really risky, that touch from Alpha. He's looking a little bit chasey in this last 30 seconds or so. Wants to get on the ball as much as possible to break through. Can sense blood, feels that Vitality can end this here and now and crush this Aether defense finally and forever, at least in this regional. But we are trickling down towards overtime unless Ixo can do something clever here. Fairy Peak comes in. Yukio has Tox to aim for, but Tox is rotating back. I think they're ready to settle for overtime, and Alpha says yes they are.
K-Dop then just readjusting in his chair, getting that gamer position. That man is ready to just keep denying the hopes and dreams of Aether and their fans. Alpha trying to go for another pinch. Ixo will 50 it with Fairy in the midfield. Tox has to rush back. Alpha picking up round one. Tox is there to clear it away.
The harshest perfect sweep of all time could happen. K-Dop shoots against Ixo. Alpha's following it. Fairy Peak can take a shot. Yukio should be able to put this one to the side, but K-Dop's coming in now. The Vitality Vultures are circling. This could be the moment. Yukio to the side, where Tox, with a perfect transition, takes it forward. Great play again from Aether, but they just don't have that final pass.
That was fantastic proactive positioning, though, from Ixo. Again, passing between Tox and Yukio, where they're just trying to find each other at every single opportunity. Split the Vitality defense, and you're onto a winner. Tox, with that 100 boost, can try and air dribble this far. Fairy Peak now on for the solo defense. And the demo. This is good for Aether. Chance!
It really is. Is that one going in? K-Dop can't reach it! They've scored! Out of nothing! Ixo scores. It's just a dunk. There was a demo, maybe. Oh, Alpha had missed it. It wasn't even a dunk. And Fairy Peak didn't expect it. He was getting boost. Aether survive. They win game 3, and this ain't over yet.
Aether deserved a goal. Look,
They
I
did,
don't care whose
yeah.
fan you are. I don't care if you're a diehard Vitality fan and you're in your Vitality-themed bedroom with your Vitality flag and your K-Dop cutout face mask and your Vitality curtains with Fairy Peak's real hair sewn into them. You must know that Aether deserved a goal there. In this series, it deserves to be closer because these guys are battling to stay in.
I think that if you have Fairy Peak hair curtains, I don't care what you know. I have no interest in
judge
judging
me.
you. Sorry, mate, it's fine. Yeah, Aether win that one. I can't believe that after 5 minutes of them trying passing plays, going for flip resets, really just concise, precise attacks, it's just a big old miss from Alpha, and Ixo scores the easiest roller he'll ever get. That is going to give so much confidence to Aether that Vitality can be breached.
I mean, it's the proactive positioning, again, we mentioned it earlier for Ixo, of staying upfield a little bit longer than he needs to, having a really confident half rotation, and challenging Alpha so that he doesn't have too much time on the ball. That was as much Alpha's issue with missing the ball as it was credit to Ixo for his positioning and shot.
No, you're completely correct, yeah. I think that Alpha was surprised that Ixo took that one so proactively. Anyway, Utopia beckoned, and the cool was heeded. And we moved to game 4 with the Purple Sweep now.
It's just K-Dub's landing, if that's a goal. K-Dub's landing was so strange, and it was the most perfect touch I've seen him make all game, and it was an accident.
You gotta love it. Was it an accident, or was it a really smart play from K-Dub? We'll never know.
Yeah,
okay, fair enough. There's a chance here for Tox. He shoots, saved at the mid post by Fairy Peak, and now K-Dub with 50 boost. Can go for a dribble and a flick. Yukio's read it easily. Been impressed by Yukio as well, just stringing the passes together for Ixo and Tox to get on the end of. And how has that gone in?
Ixo is relying on the Vitality misses here because from that backside wall, 2 Vitality players had to miss. Alpha up early, misses it. Vitality's Fairy Peak also up, thinking, oh, Alpha's going to get that. I'll just head back down then. And the miscommunication and the whiff again from Alpha leads to Ixo's goal.
Just keep passing the ball to Alpha. Just keep passing the ball to Ixo because apparently whatever he's doing...
to Alpha and he'll miss, so...
That's true. Pass it to Alpha, Ixo will score. Seems to be the best plan here for Aether. But they do have a lead. The first time they've taken the lead in regulation time. First time they've scored in regulation time. He goes beat into the ball by Fairy Peak there, though, who gets the flip reset. Ixo has to be so careful, but he just waited out to see what Fairy Peak was doing and then got the block in the air after a scary first touch.
Yeah, strong positioning from the defenders there to trust he would get it. K-Dub, though, dropping it straight down. Ixo securing the save. Now it's time for the Aether defense to break Vitality hearts as opposed to the other way around.
Vitality are going to keep on coming, though. Fairy Peak only has 17 boosts, but he knows exactly what to do with it. Just to get a bit of territory for his team. Make it as difficult as possible for Aether to come forward, but they have broken through. There's a shooting chance for Tox, but the shot's not quite good enough. And Fairy Peak relieved to get that save.
That was perfect positioning from everyone on Vitality then. There was a player in net sideways, like just on the goal line. Oh, the bum can't quite come in. It was K-Dub on the back wall, and it's Fairy Peak at the rear post. And everybody found their positions like they were set up to start a theatre play.
That's the difference between teams that have been playing together for years. They just know where they need to be. Aether don't quite have that yet. There have been 1 or 2 moments where you can see they're both waiting for their teammate to go for the ball. And I think that is why I believe in this Aether squad to continue to get better, because those are the things that can be worked on. And that's what they are working on mid-series, let alone overall with scrims and training. And they have a deserved lead in this one as well. So has 100 boosters, should be able to deal with Alpha, but that flip reset goes high as well. Today has been the day of high flip resets. They're getting so much pace on the ball when they get these flip resets. Incredibly dangerous to defend against.
They're so scoopy. Like, just getting underneath it and whoop, and just absolutely launching it high. I love seeing them. It's what Fairy Peak was known for a little bit back in the day in his 1v1s, where he'd go for the late flick of the original shot and just get that really awkward touch with the Batmobile at the top end.
There's a save from Yukio. Alpha is probably going to get a clean touch here and not a 50-50. Off to the ceiling he goes. He has it. He shoots. Ixo saves, though. Ixo had to keep a close eye on Alpha throughout the entirety of that play because everybody knows when Alpha gets the ball, he's going to the ceiling. It's well read by Aether. They've dealt with the Alpha problem pretty well, I'd say.
Yeah, they've done really well. Alpha has been largely shut down in this game. He's sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard with all zeros apart from 2 shots. And both have been absolutely sent. Another scooper duper from Tox.
Haven't seen any goals from them yet, but I'm sure we will at some point, and it will be beautiful. Alpha is capable of scoring beautiful goals himself, but that first touch let him down somewhat. Running out of time of Vitality. This could be entering potential reverse sweep territory after we were talking about a perfect sweep earlier.
I know.
So another strange one, but we'll start using that word a little bit later. Reverse sweep, that's a good touch from Tox. What can Aether do? Can they give themselves a little bit of breathing room for the first time in this series? Not with that play, they can't. K-Dot has a double attempt, and K-Dot nails it. The crosshair is there, and Vitality equalised through K-Dot.
Absolutely sensational layoff from Alpha as well. Up for 1, K-Dot delivers that killing blow with under a minute now, Cole. Vitality are wanting to close it out in just 4. If this goes to 5, Aether have certainly got the momentum, and the fear factor lays on behalf of them.
Here's a man to fear every time he gets the ball. It was Alpha that launched it long, and we were saying earlier, every now and then Aether get in each other's way and give Vitality an opening. That was an example, that double commit, and then there is the pinch from Alpha towards K-Dot. But the angle was just a little bit too tight for K-Dot, and Aether survived.
So just getting that ball perfectly over the top of Fairy Peak, hands it off to Tox with 1, going for the ground pinch, can't quite secure it as K-Dot will challenge him in midair. Alpha sending it long, up for the double. This is dangerous. Yukio is aware of the danger and will cut it out.
Once again, Yukio, the key man in defense there for Aether. Right when Vitality were about to pull the trigger, and Ixo now can just let that one go. I don't think he picked up that boost, so he's relying on what he had earlier, which might not be too much. This is tough to defend. Off the backboard, a miss from Tox. Ixo misses it as well. This could be it. Oh my goodness, where's the shot coming in? And a fake as well. An agonizing potential end to this series, but Alpha scores the P-roller.
Oh, K-Dot, that is such a clever fake. I adore him for that. Both defenders had their eyes fully planted on Vitality's captain, and yet Alpha comes in, slides it low, and 5 seconds remaining as Vitality now have the lead.
Barely any seconds separate Vitality from survival in Group B, but it's not happened yet.
Oh, wow.
That's a great touch from Yukio. Fairy Peak needs to kill this ball. He's been playing his drop shot. He knows how to send the ball vertically down. Vitality, do you want to hear their comms right now?
Go on.
Whew.
Just, wow. Honestly, that final goal, I think that would go under the radar a lot of the time, but that is incredibly clever. K-Dot with just the vision to go for it. Calling, he's faking it as well. Sublime stuff. Vitality knock Aether out of this competition. They do not make it through groups, and Vitality secure themselves 4th in their group.
Take it. Take it and run, okay? If you are K-Dot, Fairy Peak, or Alpha, take 4th place, go to tomorrow, have your 1 life, do what you can with it, and just don't look back, because they have got away with one. Make no mistake, Vitality have got away with not going out today, but there is another series coming right up, and it's 2 teams that also could go out today. It's Giants versus Guild. It's in a few minutes. Make sure you stick around for it.